have no idea if I'm doing this correctly since they changed the app. I am in landscape, but it looks like it's filming in horizontal. I have no idea what's going on here. But if you can hear me, I am in Miami, Florida. 77 Fahrenheit, or 77, 78 Fahrenheit, which is 25 Celsius. I'm not sure if I can do this in landscape, but we'll just pan the beautiful sunset. You can see the sunset right behind that building. I'm in Brickell Key in Miami, in the Brickell area. It's a beautiful day here in Miami, a little bit humid, 77 Fahrenheit, which is approximately 25 Celsius. Can you guys hear me okay? And is there a way for me to do this on landscape to get you a better view? I haven't been on Haps in a while. They changed the app and I don't know if I'm doing this correctly. If you're commenting, I'm not seeing it. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm not sure if I'm doing this in landscape. I'm here with my sister for the weekend. This is Brickell, Miami. We're directly south of downtown Miami. Had a great flight today from JFK. By the way, the weather in New York City, it's about 34, 32 right now. It's raining and it's hail and it's snowing. A little bit of snow mixed with rain. But down here in Miami, sunset right behind that building. Beautiful day. And I'm not sure if this is even working because I'm not seeing any comments, but if you can hear me and see this view, welcome. Hi, John. Hi, Simon. John and Simon, do you have any idea if I can flip this to landscape and if it works? Because Haps changed the app and I'm not sure how to work it correctly. Or is it too late? It has to be vertical instead of landscape. Welcome, John. Welcome, Simon. -4 in Minneapolis. 77 here in Miami. Sorry that it's -4 in Minneapolis. I'm in vertical. So if I flip the camera, okay, I just flipped the camera to landscape. Is it showing in landscape? Hi, Princess Lakes. How do I get this in landscape for you guys, or is it too late? They switched up this app and I don't know how to work it. It's still vertical. Okay, so we're stuck on vertical. I flipped it to landscape, but you're telling me it's still on vertical, so I just changed the phone back to vertical. And John's saying, no, you can't do it. It's too late to make it landscape. Okay, then unfortunately we're stuck with a vertical view. And I don't have my microphone with me, so hopefully you can hear me okay. We're in Brickell Key. That's Brickell. That's south of downtown Miami. And this is the bay here in Miami. The port where the cruise ships are, which you can't see from here, is right around the bend. And it's just gorgeous today. A little humid, 77, 78 Fahrenheit, and that's about 25 Celsius. What is going on in Miami? I just needed to escape the cold weather in New York City, and that's why I'm here. Hi, Damon. Hello, everybody. I haven't been on Haps in a while. They changed up the app, so I meant to do this on landscape. Clearly, I did something wrong that it's vertical instead of landscape, but there's nothing we can do about that now. It's 5:33 p.m. in Miami, and you can see the sun is setting right behind that building. I'm facing Brickell, which is south of downtown Miami. And I'm in a little island called Brickell Key. You can see the bridge that connects the Brickell area of Miami to Brickell Key, which is where I'm filming from at my hotel. We should hit 77 by May. Yeah. The Northeast and Minnesota and everywhere else, Chicago, you're not going to get to the 70s till May, at least probably June or July at this rate. It's rush hour. Yes, rush hour in Miami, but there's some boats on the bay. I don't know how to zoom in, if you even can zoom in with this new configuration in HAPS. I have no idea what HAPS did with this app configuration. Well, thank you, Simon. I have not broadcast in a while from my roof deck. It's been too cold. We've had a really bad January in New York. Did I know that Vanita died? I do not know who Vanita is, but I'm very sorry to hear that, but I do not know who Vanita is. It's a beautiful day in Miami. It's great to get out of New York. I love New York, but I do not love the cold. No, I don't. Right now in New York, last I heard, rain mixed with sleet, ice, about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. But here in Miami, 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. Sun is setting. We're downtown, south of downtown in Miami, in an area known as Brickell. She was a broadcast. I don't know who that was, Damon. Of course, I'm sorry to hear it, but I don't know who that person was. Marty's enjoying the cold weather. Well, good for him. I most certainly do not enjoy the cold weather. As I get older, I can handle the cold less and less. When I was younger, the cold did not bother me at all, but now that I'm getting older, the cold does bother me. I do not like the cold. You can see the boats across the way. This is the bay. If you hang a left, which we cannot see from here, it's blocked, but if you hang a left, you'll see all the cruise ships and the cargo ports for the cargo ships, and then that leads into the Atlantic Ocean, but you cannot see that view from this angle. That's the Icon, ICON condos right there in Brickell. I believe it's called Icon, ICON. I don't know how to zoom in, or else I would zoom in for you, but I don't think, when they changed up this app, they changed the ability to zoom, I think. Good to see you, Dennis. I know I haven't broadcast in a while. See the boats in the bay. This is the first time in weeks that I am not wearing a coat because New York has been horribly cold. So I'm here with my sister. We had to get away from the New York cold weather. We're just here for the weekend. We fly back on Sunday morning. Vanita was a scoper on HAPS, and she was sometimes in John, I never heard of this person. I don't know who he or she is, but of course it's horrible to hear that anyone passed away, so I'm sorry to hear that, but I just simply do not know who that person is or was. But of course, my condolences. John, I have never flown on a private jet in my life. I flew down here on American Airlines out of JFK Airport. She had an aneurysm. Oh God, how horrible. I'm very sorry to hear that, Damon. Very sorry to hear that. What was great about my flight down here from JFK, it was a wide body aircraft. It was a Boeing 777. So it was it's an aircraft that they usually use on international flights, but because of COVID, they moved a lot of those aircraft to domestic flights. So it's very rare that you get to travel in a wide body on a short 2.5 hour flight from New York to Miami. That's just, if it weren't for COVID, it just would not happen. But they put these large Boeing 777 on their schedule, and it was gigantic. John, it was wonderful. It was lots of them. It was a gigantic wide body plane that's used for international flights, but they used that particular aircraft on our schedule. So we flew down on a Boeing 777 from New York to Miami, just on a 2.5 hour flight. It was awesome. It was great. We took off in cold, rainy weather at JFK and landed in sunshine and 77. Yeah, it was jam-packed, Simon. The flight was full to capacity. And coming back on Sunday, back up to New York, that flight's also full. And that's also coming back. We're also flying on a triple Boeing. There's a plane right there. I don't know if you can see it taking off from Miami. We're also flying back on a Boeing 777. on Sunday morning, and that flight is also booked. So I think a lot of people are just flying down here for the weekend, and just like me, you can't blame them. It's too cold.
Very unhappy with the compensation and so.
Cheers. Oh, thank you. Is that for me? I was just given a glass of wine by my sister, so I'm going to drink. Is this what kind? This is Cabernet Sauvignon, right?
Yes.
I believe where this is a Cabernet Sauvignon. I will be drinking a little glass of wine here. Excuse me as I take a sip of my Cabernet Sauvignon. Cheers to all of you. Ooh, this is good. Ooh, this went down a little too smooth. Excuse me as I take another sip of my Cabernet Sauvignon. Now, I'll tell you something else that's good news. Someone just said it's good for the travel and thank you, Donna. Someone just said it's good for the travel industry. When we were lining up to take off at JFK this morning, the pilot got on the intercom and said, "We are number 8 for takeoff." And the pilot said, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said very close to what he said, that this is the first time in a very long time that he can remember such a lineup of aircraft to take off. And he said that is a very good sign that things are getting back to normal. We were number 8 for takeoff at JFK. And the pilot said it was the first time in a long time that he has seen such a lineup of aircraft waiting to take off. So that is a good sign, the pilot said. Simon says he sent a 1 to Mary. Simon, please forgive me. I don't know what that means. Sent a 1 to Mary NYC1. What does that mean, Simon? Please forgive me. I don't know what that means. You work for Hilton. You love seeing this for your industry, even though we're short. Oh, yes, Simon. Simon, thank you for all the folks who work on the front line in the service industry, whether you work at the reservations desk, the cleaning staff, the restaurant staff. We appreciate you, our first responders, our doctors and nurses across the country and across the world. We thank you. We thank you so much for all of your work. You are the backbone of the economy. You really are. So thank you. You have concierge cleaning rooms. Okay. It's a hard, Simon, thank you very much, Simon. February is a good month to get out. Amen, John. I am here with my sister. My sister and I were complaining that we cannot take this cold weather anymore in New York. So we said we're booking a flight for the weekend in Miami, and here we are. We had to get away, even if it's just for a weekend. We had to get out of the New York cold, and that's why we're here. Hopefully it's COVID will yes, amen, John, absolutely. So this is, for those just joining, we're in Miami, south of downtown in an area known as Brickell. I am in the island of Brickell Key, which is a very small island right across the way from Brickell. Brickell is directly south of downtown Miami, 25 Celsius, 77 Fahrenheit. Right now it is 5:42 p.m. The sun is setting behind these buildings. If I could zoom in, you would see a beautiful sunset right there where I'm pointing, but there is no zoom on this app. So unfortunately, I cannot zoom in, but we have a beautiful sunset behind those buildings. You're fortunate to have a sister that lives in Naples and also Cape Cod. Very nice. Very nice. So these are all condo buildings. Some of them are business. I believe that's the SunTrust Bank building right there. That's the Icon Brickell Towers. That's a condo over there. There's the SunTrust Bank building. I'm not sure. I assume these are residential buildings here, but I cannot swear to it. I'm not very familiar with this area, although I've been here a couple times, not at this hotel. I've only been at this hotel once before, but and the last time I was at Miami before this year, they did not have all these buildings. They've really built it up. I hope you and your sister have a wonderful time. Well, thank you, Dennis. My sister says thank you. Yes, I am here with my sister, Donna. Donna, do you want to wave or would you rather not? Donna, okay, I'm going to put the camera on my sister, Donna. She has agreed to wave to all of you. So I will now put the camera on my sister, Donna. Give everyone a wave. There's my sister, Donna. Say hi to Donna. That's my sister. She says hello. Is my hotel providing stay over service? I don't know what that means, Simon. I'm here tonight and tomorrow night, but I don't know what your question means. Donna, they are all saying hello to you, Donna.
Thank you, hello back.
Donna says hello right back at you. Look at all the boats in the bay. I wish I could zoom in to show you a better view of these boats, but I cannot zoom in. They say we look like twins, Donna. Donna's laughing. I am now taking another sip of this Cabernet Sauvignon, courtesy of the hotel. We did not pay for this wine, so I thank the hotel for giving us a nice bottle of wine upon our check-in. Yes, housekeeping does come in, Simon, to clean our room every morning. That is true. I grew up in Long Island, John. Absolutely. I grew up in Nassau County, Long Island, but now I live in New York City, and I am in Miami just for the weekend. Hello, Simon. Marty! Marty! I have not heard or spoken to Marty in many weeks, if not a few months. Marty, I am in Miami. Cheers to Marty. I am here with my sister, Marty. Marty, have you seen my sister? She just waved to the camera before. I am here with my sister, Donna, for the weekend. My sister and I, we could not handle the cold New York weather, so we agreed that we had to get to Miami for the weekend to escape the cold weather in New York City. How is, oh, you're from Hicksville. I grew up in Hewlett, Long Island. Marty saw my sister. Very good. Marty, I'm doing well, Marty. Marty, I miss Marty. We have to hang out. I have not seen Marty in a while, but it's been so cold. Everyone's understandably has just been holed up in their apartments. I've been basically holed up in my apartment unless I go to the gym a couple times a week. But other than that, it's been in the 20s and 30s in New York. You can't go outside in that weather. And I couldn't take it anymore. I called on my sister, and she couldn't take it anymore either. We said, we got to get the hell out of here, even if it's for a weekend, and warm up. So here we are. Beautiful sunset, 77 Fahrenheit right now in Miami. There's an aircraft taking off from Miami International where we just landed a couple of hours ago. It has been a cold winter, too cold. We took off in pouring rain at JFK Airport this morning, and we landed in 77 Fahrenheit, sunny weather, 25 Celsius. So everyone on the aircraft was very happy to get out of New York for the weekend. But we have to fly right back on Sunday because we have work on Monday. You haven't seen any broadcast? No, John, I have not been on my roof deck since last summer. I have not been on my roof deck in Manhattan since last summer. And I will not be on my roof deck anytime soon because our winter has been brutal so far this year. Donna, this wine is really good. Yeah, it's really good wine. They gave us Cabernet Sauvignon on the house, mind you. We did not pay for this bottle of wine. And I've got to tell you, usually when the hotel gives you like a free bottle of wine, it's like crap. This is freaking delicious. I will now have another sip of my Cabernet Sauvignon. So I cheer to you as I take a sip. No, I have not been broadcasting lately. I do plead guilty to that charge. Guilty as charged. We're very close to Miami Airport. There's another aircraft taking off. I do like Cabernet Sauvignon. Marty is correct. I like champagne, and I do like Cabernet Sauvignon. When it goes down nice and smooth. So for those just joining, I am in Miami. We are in an area known as Brickell, which is directly south of downtown Miami. Brickell is known as Manhattan South because it's where a lot of banks are located, a lot of financial services, and like Manhattan, there's a lot of high-rise condominiums where people live. I'm right across from Brickell. This bridge connects Brickell, which is what you're looking at, to Brickell Key, which is a tiny island right off of the Brickell, which is what you're looking at. I'm on Brickell Key, and this bridge, which you can drive or walk across. My hotel is on Brickell Key, and that's where we are. I'm here with my sister for the weekend. We fly back on Sunday to New York, where the temperatures on Sunday will be in the low 30s. Here in Miami, it is in the upper 70s Fahrenheit. This is the Bay, Miami Bay, or the Bay of Miami. I'm probably saying that wrong. I apologize. Now, I'm blocked from showing you the other side, but if you curve around, that's right around the bend is where all the cruise ships are for people taking cruises out into the Caribbean, and that eventually goes right into the ocean off of Miami Beach. But this is the Bay. There's the bridge that connects Brickell to Brickell Key. I'm on a little island, as I said, called Brickell Key, which is where my hotel is at. If you go up just a little further north, right around the bend, is downtown Miami, where the Miami Heat professional basketball team plays. And that direction is the airport. And on the way to the airport, we pass the stadium where the professional baseball team plays. And this is all Brickell, which is directly south of downtown Miami. Yes, I brought suntan lotion with me, John, because I have sensitive skin and you do have to be careful in the hot Florida sun. Absolutely correct. This is what's left of the sunset here in Miami. The sunset in Miami is around 6 o'clock. Interestingly, in New York, the sunset is an hour earlier because New York is further north. So this time of year, the sun will set earlier in New York than it does in Miami because Miami is way south. So the sunset will take place here a few minutes past 6 p.m., whereas right now in New York City, it's already dark outside. And that is the difference. And it's a lot warmer here right now, too, needless to say. I wish I could zoom in. The Haps app changed, and they don't let you zoom in anymore, and I don't know how to go on landscape. This is only allowing me to broadcast vertical. So I have no idea what's going on with this new app, but we have to deal with it as best as we can. Baseball, yes, John, you're right. The baseball is on strike. I hope they resolve it by opening day in April. You always enjoy your John Hardy. I thank you very much, John Hardy. I apologize if I'm missing comments. If I'm missing your comments, please do not take it personally. It is not intentional. If I missed your comment, just ask me again. I'm not very familiar with Miami, so I cannot specifically point out all the buildings. I do know that is the SunTrust building. I believe right there or right there is the bank SunTrust. I know that is the Icon Condominiums, the Icon Towers. There's a W Hotel in between those buildings. And I know the Miami Heat, where the Miami play, is right around the bend, which you cannot see from this angle. And most of these are a mix of condominiums and financial services firms, corporations, and banks. This is known as Manhattan South. This area has really been built up in the last 10 to 15 years. It did not have all these skyscrapers 10 to 15 years ago. And there's a lot of construction. You can see the cranes all on top of buildings. There's a lot of constructions. There's always new condos going up. I wish the camera could pan around. There's a lot of condos going on right around the bend as well that my sister and I walked by today. So there is a big building boom here in the southern part of Florida. You hope so. Mets go. Yes, the Mets have a great head coach. The Mets hired Buck Showalter, who is a fantastic coach. I think the Mets, he's going to take good care of his players on the Mets and improve them, I believe. As I grab my wine, it's time to take another sip of my Cabernet Sauvignon. Hold on, my sister is giving me chocolate. Oh, thank you, sister. My sister, Donna, just gave me a piece of chocolate, which I will now consume. Mm-mm. What is that noise? A prop plane. It was good, Donna.
Nice to the Mandarin.
Freaking delicious. Would you like to wave to me?
I will.
All right, my sister is going to wave to you again. Say hi to my sister, Donna. That's my sister. There's another plane taking off from Miami International. Chocolate and red wine. Yes, that's an interesting pairing, isn't it? Cheers. I can get very used to this life. The only problem is that it is not inexpensive. It is not inexpensive. So that is the only problem with doing this on a regular basis. Or else I would if I could, because I do not like the cold. You're sipping a limoncello. That sounds very good. Buck has been a Buck Show. Yes, Buck Showalter, the new coach of the Mets, has indeed been around a long time. Go Mets for you, go Yankees for me. I am a Yankee fan, but I do not dislike the Mets. Most Yankee fans hate the Mets, and most Met fans hate the Yankees. I do not hate the Mets at all. I do not hate the Mets. I want the Mets to do well, and I like Buck Showalter. When the Mets play the Yankees, I do want the Yankees to win. That is true. But other than that, I do not hate the Mets at all. Unfortunately, the sun is setting behind these buildings. We did have a beautiful sunset, but I can't show it to you now because it's behind these skyscrapers. I think this water travels past New York. Well, this is the bay, and then right around the bend is the Atlantic Ocean. There's a lot of large jets. I wish I could zoom in. I think this is a 747. This is a huge one. Holy moly. That was a large airplane. Holy crap. That may have been the new A380. That was a big one. I am a Yankee fan. I am also a hopeless New York Jets fan and a New York Ranger hockey fan. The Rangers are doing very good this year, by the way.
Of course.
Large and loud.
Let's go Rangers.
My sister Donna is a big Ranger fan.
Doing good.
They're doing very good this year. Donna, you keep getting pinged. You're getting a lot of mess. And my sister's phone keeps on pinging, so she clearly is very popular with messages constantly coming into her phone. Let's see. You hope you get some sleep tonight with air. Yes, John, I have, you can see I have the hotel door open. I'm in the balcony. When I go back into the hotel room, this will be closed, and then it will get very quiet when it's time to sleep, so that will not be an issue. Yes, that aircraft was large and loud. Marty is correct. There's a boat on the bay. I was last in Miami in October. Glad to be back here again in February. I will be back in Florida in March, but not in Miami. In March, I will be visiting my cousin who lives further north in Vero Beach, and that will be in March. There's another aircraft right over our head. But this one is not as big as the one before. Very calming views here with the bay and the water. Very soothing. Beautiful warm weather. This is all the Brickell area, which is directly south of downtown Miami. This is known as Manhattan South. Due to all the skyscrapers, there's a lot of financial services, banking here, a lot of brokerage firms, financial services, banks, and also a lot of residential condominiums. So a lot of people refer to this as Manhattan South. 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. A very little bit of a breeze. Just a calming breeze to keep things cool. It was humid earlier today, but that humidity appears to be dissipating as we move into evening. Sun sets in about 3 or 4 minutes, a few minutes past 6. Right now it's 5:58 p.m. You would, Damon, if I could afford to stay in this hotel and just stay here until the New York winter ends, I would. But unfortunately, Miami is not inexpensive. New York is more expensive, don't get me wrong. But unfortunately, it does cost money to fly back and forth and stay in a hotel. If I could afford to do it, I would be down here every weekend in the winter. But the funds do add up on the credit card. So I do have another trip coming up to Miami in March, but not here, further north in Vero Beach to visit my cousin. And that will be March 11th, I believe. That'll be the year. That'll be the end of my Florida trips for a number of months. Yes, this is a mental break. John, you're right. My sister and I were getting fed up with the cold weather. We were sick and tired of being inside all the time. We were sick and tired of the cold weather. So I called her up and I said, hey, sister, we're going to Miami for the weekend to get the hell out of this freezing cold New York. And she said, count me in. And here we are for the weekend. And it does have a very positive mental helpfulness to it, because it really is. It's just, it really does. It's the warmer weather, the beautiful sunsets, the water views. It really does help you. It does de-stress you. There's no question about it. Right before I started this broadcast, we were downstairs. We walked around outside along the pool. Then we had a drink at the lobby bar of the hotel and just relaxed. It really does help. You're absolutely correct. John Hardy is spot on 100%. I wish I could stay longer than the weekend, but as I said, I have work on Monday, as does my sister. So unfortunately, we will be back in ice cold, freezing New York on Sunday. So it's exactly 6 p.m. now in Miami, so the sun is basically just about setting. I think I'm going to get another sip of my wine, if you'll excuse me. Cheers, everybody. I will have another sip of my Cabernet Sauvignon, which is delicious, by the way. Cheers. You went to Naples in early December. Yes, my sister was in Naples. Donna, when were you in Naples?
December.
In December. My sister was just in Naples in December. We have some cousins in Naples that she went to visit with her husband. And they had beautiful weather while she was there as well. Hello, Wild Lime Adventures. Welcome to Miami. I am here in Miami for the weekend, where it is currently 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius, which sure beats the weather in New York, which is in the low 30s right now, and I am told it was raining with ice and sleet and snow. So for all of those suffering up north with ice, sleet, and snow, welcome to Miami, where it is in the upper 70s with low humidity right now. The humidity was much stronger this afternoon, but it has dissipated as we get into the evening.
Yes.
Now you and your sister will have to get another bottle, but you will have to put it on the yes, that's true. This bottle we're drinking now is on the house, but they did not charge it to us. They gave this to us for free, believe it or not. But you are correct. If we order another bottle, it will not be free. That wine is damn good.
I'm gonna take a picture.
I gotta tell you, that wine is damn good. For a house wine or whatever it is they gave us, it is freaking damn good. There it is. That's me and my sister's wine. Freaking delicious, man. Went down nice and smooth. A teaser bottle. Indeed. Palm trees. Beautiful sunshine earlier today. The sun is setting now. Back up north in New York, it's very dark right now. The sun sets about an hour later in Miami than it does in New York this time of year. Just because Miami is so much further south than New York by about, 1,200 miles, give or take. New York is about 1,200 miles to the New York, and that makes a difference as to the sunset times. Right now, sun is setting in New York around 5, but in Miami, the sun does not set until around 6. As you can see, it's still light outside, which is not the case right now in New York. And we're still on the East Coast. Funny how that works. My sister and I will be having dinner later tonight on the other side of this bridge at a restaurant called Flamingo, which the hotel concierge recommended, so we will check it out. I think it's called Flamingo. For those just joining, we're in Miami, just south of downtown in an area known as Brickell. I'm in a hotel on the other side of Brickell in a little island called Brickell Key, separated by this bridge. So that's Brickell. I'm in Brickell Key at the hotel. There's the bridge that connects the two. This is the bay. Right around the corner, which you cannot see, are where all the cruise ships are that leave the port of Miami to the Caribbean and elsewhere, and the cargo ships that come in from Europe and Japan and Asia. The port of Miami is right around the corner. And then, of course, right around the corner, once you get past the port of Miami, where all the cruise ships are and the cargo ships are, then you're going right into the Atlantic Ocean and then into the Caribbean. And that gives you a little bit of an idea where we are. You can't see it from here, but right around the bend up north, just maybe about half a mile or less, is downtown Miami, and then the arena where I think it's called the American Airlines Arena, which is where the professional basketball team plays, the Miami Heat, which is right around that bend. And there we have a beautiful sailboat. It has the sails down, but that is a gorgeous sailboat. Too bad I can't zoom in, or else I would show you a very pretty boat there on the water. As I said, I was last in Miami in October. Prior to that, it was many, many, many years ago that I was last here, and most of these buildings were not here. It is astounding how they have built up this part of downtown, south of downtown Miami, since I was last here, prior to 2021 when I was last here. They really did a great job. That, I believe, is the SunTrust building, which is a major bank. That is the Icon Towers Condominiums. That building right there, I believe, is the Flatiron Condominium. It's either that one or that one. So a lot of high-rise condominiums here. Some older condominiums and some new modern condominiums where people live either seasonally or year-round. In Naples, you can see the sunset. Yes, true, John, over the Gulf, I've been there, yep. And the beaches are, yes, John Hardy, I have been to, not recently, not in a number of years, but I have been to Naples, and you're absolutely right. My sister was just in Naples in December, and she agrees with you 100%. Will you get to South Beach? It's fat. Marty, I will not be. You're absolutely correct, Marty, but I will not be able to get to South Beach this weekend. That is not in the cards. We will be staying here in the southern part, south of downtown in Miami. But hopefully the next time I am here, I will be able to spend some time in South Beach. I've never been to South Beach, actually. I don't believe I have. This is what's left of the sunset. There's all the boats out in the bay. Too bad I can't zoom in. Beautiful, beautiful evening here. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but that's a little less than a half moon right there. The moon, the moon. I'm gonna take another sip of my wine. It's almost gone here. We'll finish this up. My Cabernet Sauvignon. Cheers. Now it's empty, nothing left. The wine is fini. Cabernet Sauvignon. Freaking delicious. A little too good if you ask me. Is there any more left?
Oh, it's a lot. Put it in the refrigerator.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, that's good. Leave it. No. Leave it in the refrigerator. My sister informs me there's still a lot of wine left, but we agree that it's best we leave it in the refrigerator at this point because I think we both had more than enough. I hope, Donna, and you enjoy the weekend. Thank you, John. Yes, indeed. We needed to get away. New York is just too cold. The winter is worse this winter than last winter in New York. I don't remember last January being as bad as the January that we just had a couple of days ago. Hello, room service. We're actually going across this bridge to a steakhouse tonight. I believe it's called Flamingo. We will be there later on this evening. All right, guys, I am going to go ahead and wrap this up because I have to start getting ready for dinner plans, and the sun has now set. It's going to get dark now in probably the next 15-20 minutes. So I want to thank you. I know this is the first time I broadcast in a while. Sorry I haven't been on much, but as I said, it's just been way too cold in New York, and I've basically been living inside my apartment full time, except for, running errands and going to the gym a couple of times a week. Other than that, I have been like a hermit inside my apartment in New York because it's been in the 20s Celsius, 20s Fahrenheit, with rain, snow, ice. So that's why you have not seen me in a while. And it's pretty brutal up there right now from what I'm told. So hopefully it'll start to warm up next week, but we shall see. So until then, I'll be here till Sunday, and then I fly back to New York on Sunday morning. So I want to thank you all for joining. Really appreciate all of you. We always have such a wonderful group on here. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend, or wherever you are in the world, whether it's breakfast, lunchtime, dinner time, nighttime, morning time. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, and take care, and bye for now.